my YouTube channel. Last video session we have performed VPC lab. In that lecture we have created the internet gateway, created a custom route table and custom subnet mask. So in this video lecture we have go depth for that technology. So let's start this session. VPC, as you know what is the VPC? AWS reserve 5 IP address in each subnet. These 5 IP are not available for use and cannot be assigned to any instance. Means when you define the CID of any subnet, then AWS will reserve 5 IP of that subnet. After that, it will assign the IP. Means AWS reserve 5 IP for any subnet. Example, if CIDR block 192.168.0.0/24 reserve 5 IP are mentioned below. First one is 192.168.0.0 means network address. Second IP is 192.168.0.1 reserved for AWS for VPC router. Third IP is 192.168.0.2 reserved for AWS mapping to Amazon provide DNS. Fourth IP is 192.168.0.3 reserved for AWS for future use. And the last IP is 192.168.0.255 network broadcast address. AWS does not support broadcast in a VPC, therefore the address is reserved. So hope you understand that which 5 IP is reserved for AWS. So when you create a subnet and assign the CIDR value, then the AWS reserve 5 IP on any CIDR. First IP is network address. Second IP is first IP of that subnet reserved for VPC router. Third IP is second IP of that subnet reserved for DNS. Third IP is fourth IP of that subnet reserved for future use, and last IP is broadcast IP, and AWS does not follow the broadcast, so it blocks that, but it reserved that IP. So hope you understand. Now exam tip, there very common question which comes in the exam. So let's discuss. If you need 29 IP address for EC2 instance, you cannot choose the subnet for size /27. Means if in a exam there is any question that require the 29 IP address on any subnet, so there will be option on /27 CIDR value. In 27 CIDR value, it comes 32 IP address. So you cannot select that option. Means if you minus 32 minus 5, so there is 27 IP. So you require the 29 IP. That condition you cannot take /27 CIDR value. As you know that VPC reserve 5 IP for any subnet. So the right answer will be /26 CIDR. In 26 CIDR we have 64 IP, and if we less 5 IP from the 64, there is 59 IP. It is greater than from 29 IP which is required. So hope you understand what I want to say. If any question comes in the exam and that say that it required the 29 IP for any subnet, and there will be option for /27 and 26, which will be the correct answer? Yes, /26 is the correct answer, because in 27 CIDR value there is 32 IP, but 5 IP reserved for AWS. So if we less 32 minus 5, then the IP is 27, and we require the 29. So the right answer is /26 CIDR. In 26 CIDR we have got 64 IP, and 64 IP if we less 5 IP, then we got 59 IP is the greater than from the required IP means 29. So right answer is the slash 26 CIDR value. Public subnet directly connect to internet gateway. So public subnet computer can access internet. So if you assign any instance in public subnet, so public subnet have the internet directly connect the internet. So public subnet instance can access the internet, and or you can connect instances which is having on the public subnet. But you have to create the internet gateway and assign to the VPC as in my lecture, uh, and also define the root path to the internet gateway on root table. Private subnet computer require NAT gateway and NAT instance IP for their routing table to access the internet because it directly not connected to internet gateway. Means is that if you want to require that your private subnet instance also access the internet, then you need to set up NAT gateway or NAT instance, which will be for go further in next lecture. So you have required NAT gateway or NAT instance for your private subnet instance can access internet with the help of NAT gateway and NAT instance. Will we go further in further lecture? So your private subnet instance cannot access the internet. Suppose you have created a database server on your private subnet, but you require to update the package, you require to update the software, and so you require the internet connectivity on your private subnet. So private subnet did not directly connected to the internet gateway, so you require the NAT gateway and NAT instance. The NAT gateway and NAT instance both are created on public subnet, but with the help of NAT instance and NAT gateway, your private subnet EC2 instance can communicate to internet. Each subnet, every computer and services can communicate with each other. Means each subnet, if you create any subnet and divide into the public to private category, so every subnet can communicate with each other. Every subnet computers can communicate with each other because they are working as a locally. As I saw in root table, it's shown as a locally. So they no require for any router or any gateway or any net instance. The all such subnet computers which is having on the public subnet or the which is having on the private subnet can communicate with each other. Note subnet always create on availability zone, not in region. One same subnet example 10.0.1.0/24 not taken to another subnet. So and one more point is subnet always create on availability zone, not in region, and VPC always create on region. There is a difference on VPC and subnet. VPC always create on the region and subnet always create on the availability zone. Note, subnet is availability zone specify and VPC is region specify. Once the VPC is created, you cannot change the its CIDR range. If you want to change the CIDR range, then you have one option that you have assigned a new CIDR range and make the newly assigned CIDR range as a primary primary CIDR. If you want to change, firstly add one more different CIDR range and make it primary CIDR. After that, you can change or delete old CIDR. Hope you understand. If you want to change your CIDR value which is assigned on VPC, then firstly you need to add one more different CIDR range on your VPC and make that primary CIDR. After that, you can delete your old one or you can change your old one CIDR block range. Implied router always inside VPC known as implied router. You don't have configured it, it is virtual router and only we have defined route on its routing table. Implied router connect different availability zone together and connect the VPC to internet gateway. Now we'll discuss about what is the internet gateway. An internet gateway is a redundant, horizontally scaled and is a highly available VPC component. It enables communication between instances in your VPC and the internet. So internet gateway is a redundant means AWS take care of that internet gateway router. You don't need to worry about it. You don't need to update. You don't need to require patching of internet gateway. AWS will be worried about for the same. Horizontal scale means as soon as traffic comes to internet gateway, it will be scaled horizontally. Uh, so you don't need to worry about means everything will be taken care from the AWS end. And highly available VPC component, it enable communication between instances in your VPC and the internet. So hope you understand. To give your VPC the ability to connect the internet, you need to attach an internet gateway. Only one internet gateway can be attached per VPC. Attaching the internet gateway is the first stage in the permitting internet access to instance in your VPC. So with the help of internet gateway, your public public EC2 instance can communicate with internet gateway, internet, or from end user can connect your EC2 instance with the help of internet gateway. One more thing is you have remember that only one internet gateway can attach to on one VPC. You cannot add more than one EC2 more than one internet gateway on your VPC. So internet gateway, after the attaching the internet gateway and define the root part, your EC2 instance can communicate with internet. As I have shown in my VPC lab, if you have any doubt how to create the internet gateway, how to define the root path, just go my previous lecture. It is virtual router that connect a VPC to internet. So it is a virtual router, you cannot configure it, you cannot modify its setting. AWS will take care for the same updates and modification all the parts, and with the help of it your VPC instance or your VPC can communicate with internet. Default VPC already attach an internet gateway. If you connect a new VPC, then you must attach internet gateway in order to access the internet. Ensure that your subnet root table point to the internet gateway. As I said that you have created the internet gateway and you have assigned to the VPC, and also in your public subnet you have created the EC2 instance and assigned public IP, but your EC2 instance still not communicate with the internet because you did not assign root on the root table. So firstly, assign root on the root table means all the traffic comes and go to the internet gateway, means internet IP. After the root table updation, your EC2 instance can communicate with the internet. It supports both IPv4 and IPv6, means internet gateway supports both traffic, IPv4 traffic and IPv6 traffic. This is the diagram in which we have shown where is the internet gateway. So internet gateway is established on inside the VPC, means outside from public subnet and the private subnet and inside in the VPC, and also define the route path. मतलब if you public subnet want to connect internet, then public subnet route table update the IP of the internet gateway. If any internet traffic comes in public subnet, then it forward that traffic to internet gateway, and internet gateway forward that traffic to internet, means www world wide web, so that the EC2, your public instance EC2, can access the internet. The step which we follow while we creating the internet gateway, first one is attach an internet gateway to your VPC. Second one is ensure that your instance have either a public IP address on or a elastic IP address. Third point, we have remembered that point your subnet route table to the internet gateway. Fourth point, make sure that your security group and network access control rule allow relevant traffic to flow and out of your instance. Means also you have cross checked that your security group and your NACL network access list have permit that traffic. If you want to ping the internet, means you want to ping www means Gmail, Yahoo, then your NACL or your security group must be allow ping protocol. After that, your EC2 instance can ping, or your EC2 instance can access require the application. Route table. Amazon define a route table as a set of rules called routes which are used to determine whether network traffic is directed. Means any traffic comes inside the VPC, it firstly check on the route table, and route table will define that traffic will be go to the internet gateway, or that traffic will go to the EC2 instance. Means after the confirmation from the route table, the traffic will be moved to internet gateway or inside the VPC. So route table is just a set of rule, or you can say just set of rule define the path of the network. Each subnet has to be linked to a route table. Means every subnet in a VPC must be defined in any route table, means private route table or public route table. If the route path is did not define in the route table, that IP traffic will be lost. And a subnet can only be linked on one route table. Means in one subnet, suppose 10.0.1.0/24 subnet you have defined on your public subnet, then the same CIDR 10.0.1.0/24 CIDR you cannot assign on private subnet. So a subnet can only be linked on one route table. Means one subnet you have specified on a one route table. On the other hand, one route table can have associated with multi subnet. Means one route table can have multiple subnet. Means in one route table you have also defined the 10.0.1.0/24 means its local CIDR subnet. You have defined the 10.0.0.0 means its internet gateway IP. Suppose you have defined 10.0.2.0/24 is private subnet range. So you have associate multiple subnet on one route table, but one subnet cannot associate with multiple route table. There is a difference between both. Every VPC has a default route table, and it is good practice to leave it is its original state and create a new route table to customize network traffic route associated with your VPC. The route table diagram is shown. It is a route table diagram. So friends, it is a VPC subnet. It is a route table, custom route table, and it is the main route table. In main route table, only one path is defined. Then means is only defined the VPC subnet. VPC CIDR value means /16 means local. Any IP means any IP which is comes from public subnet or private subnet work as a link as a local, means means local area network. So any traffic which is comes from your public subnet or a private subnet work as a local area network, just like in a custom route table we have defined the internet gateway route, or the other route also we can define, just like 10.0.0.0/0 target is internet gateway. So any traffic 0.0.0.0/0 means any IP address. If any IP address request come, the route table send it to internet gateway. You can have 50 route entry per route table. The limitation of route table is you can have 50 route entry per route table. Note, each subnet must be associated with only one route table at any given time. If you do not specify a subnet to route table association, the subnet will be associated with the default VPC route table. Means you have not defined any subnet in your public route table or a private route table, then that subnet automatically associated with default VPC route table. You can also edit main route table if you need, but you cannot delete the main route table. However, you can make a custom route table manually, become the main route table, then you make delete the former main as it not longer as a main route table. Means if you want to delete your main route table, then you create a custom route table and mark custom route table as a main route table. After that, you can delete your old one, means your previously main route table, or you can delete, modify and delete that route table. Sorry, delete that route table, not modify. You can associate multiple subnet with the same route table. As I already confirmed that you can associate multiple subnet with the same route table. So friends, thank you for watching.